welcome to my channel, and today I am with you, your Nimi, and today we'll be moving on to grade 10 CBSE from the textbook First Light, and the name of the chapter is The Trees. Okay, so the poem is written by Adrienne Rich. Adrienne Rich is basically an American poet, and she's basically known as an essayist as well as a feminist. You know what is feminism and you know who's a feminist, right? Basically those people who are working for females are basically called feminists, for their rights, for their duties and things like that. Okay, so Adrienne Rich was basically a person of that sort, and it is also said that she was one among the strongest women in the mid of 20th century. So that is about Adrienne Rich. We'll directly begin with the poetry, and again one more thing to begin, the poem is written in basically in the year 1966. So you can know that it was at that point of time that feminism and all came into being. So one thing what you have to look into is the title of the poem. Okay, the title of the poem is basically The Trees, but they're not speaking about literally the meaning of trees, what we see around the corner. But then over here, tree is basically a symbolic meaning of women. When you go to the first stanza itself, you will understand it is not basically trees as such, but then what? It is basically about women. So we will look into the poem. The trees inside are moving out into the forest. From the very first line itself, you understood the trees, the meaning is not basically the trees in the forest, but then the women. Okay. The trees inside are moving out into the forest. The forest that was empty all these days, where no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury its feet in shadow. The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. So over here one more symbolic meaning I'll tell you. Forest. Forest is basically symbolic meaning of what? Of the world. Okay, inside means what? Inside where they were? Inside their house. So the women were not ready to move out. They were always confined to inside their house, doing all the household chores, right? So now what happened? Now they are moving out. Now they are moving out into where? Into the forest. What does the forest symbolize? So here we already saw that trees basically symbolizing the women we came across. The same way the forest, it's symbolizing what? The world. Okay, so all these years the female or the women were basically confined inside the house, doing all the work, doing the duties, whatever they were supposed to do, taking care of the mother-in-law, taking care of the son, taking care of the husband. Those were the chores they were doing for a long time. But now what happened? A sudden shift came in. Now what is that sudden shift? That sudden shift is these women are going out of their house and they started to earn, they started to work, they started to learn. Nowadays, if you just look around, you can see many women are doing their work. Okay, leaving the house and doing their work. There are many women who are going abroad for their studies, for their job. So basically, this is what the poet is trying to speak over there. So here the poet is asking, this poem is written in the mid of 20th century. 1966. Now we are here in the 21st century. So you can understand just 1 century behind it was written. So that difference automatically is there. Okay. The forest that was empty all these days. The forest means the world was empty without the females. But now what happened? Where no bird could sit, no insect hide, no sun bury. So no bird and insect are basically people depending on women. Okay, basically if it's all the children are depending upon the father. Okay, a father, who brought this dress? Father. Who gave you this toy? Father. Mother has no role. But this thing is completely shattered in the 21st century, where no bird could sit, no insect. So basically when a tree, okay, when a tree is planted, just taking an example of a tree, when a tree is planted, it is a house for basically a lot of birds, insects, etc. But then over here what you have to look into is, over here there's a slight difference. There are no people depending upon the women. Just imagine the parents are having 3 girls. They got married. Who is going to take care of the parents? But now it's been changed. Now we can see many families who take turns, where the girls take turns and take care of their parents. A lot of things are there on the world happening, which we should be very proud enough, and we should be very happy about it. I'm not just a little feminist, but then I also, to an extent, I also support this particular point. Where no bird could sit or no insect hide. So now there are people who's depending upon women. No sun bury its feet in shadow. Just imagine, in the forest, if trees are not there, the forest will be empty. Correct? So now if a tree is there, what happens? When the sun's reflection falls on the tree, there is a shadow being formed. So right now, that's the same thing what has been said. No sun bury its feet in shadow. So when there are no birds to sit on the tree, no insects to hide, no sun. So they won't be even, sun is not there to bury the feet. Basically, just imagine this is the sun and you have a tree over there. Okay, so basically the sun is burying its feet, okay, behind the tree. But now what happened? The sun is not burying its head. Why? Its feet. Why? Because there are no trees. So the point is asking, why are the women still there inside the house? The forest that was empty all these nights will be full of trees by morning. So till this night, all the forests were empty. The whole world was empty. Okay, the whole world was empty. Only men were working. And what was women doing? Women just doing the household works. Okay, and if men takes them out for a festival or some program, okay, then they go along. Just like a shadow, the women will follow the men. So now what is going to happen? Now the poet is Adrian is trying to say, now by morning, all these nights will be full of trees by morning. So by morning, Adrian is trying to say all women will be out. So now he's trying to say, now it's the mid of 20th century. It's high time the women get out of their house and start working. Start working for their own children. Start working for their family. Start taking care of the family. Okay, it's not just men who has to take care of the family. Always normally you say, who's the breadwinner of the family? My father. Why? There should be a change. Now there are a lot of places, especially in abroad and many other countries, we can see that there are many places where women are going out for work and you have men sitting at home. Okay, so that change has also been brought in many countries. Okay, so from this stanza, the first stanza, I know this is basically a little long poem. 7 lines poem, you can see 3, 6, 7. Okay, 7 lines poem, I know that, but then still the idea is very simple. The Adrian Rich is trying to say the trees, that is the women who were inside the house, are about to go out of the house for what? Maybe to do some work. Okay, all these while women was basically literally inside the house, but now it's time for them to move out of their house. Okay, that is what the poet is trying to say in the first stanza. So now we move on to the second stanza and we will see what is the poet trying to say. The second stanza, it has been totally different. Okay, so in the first stanza we can see that the poet is telling the next morning onwards you can see women in the world, women outside from the house, the women will be in the world, the changes will be seen. Now we'll go to the second stanza. All night the roots work to disengage themselves from the cracks. In the veranda flow, the leaves strain towards the glass. Small twigs stiff with exertion, long cramped boughs shuffling under the roof, like newly discharged patients half dazed moving to the clinical door. So we look into here. All night, the roots work. The roots work means basically the women. The women is trying to work. Now what happened? The women is inside the house for quite a long time. So just like the tree's roots, the women are fixed into the house. So basically the women being inside the house, just like tree's roots, the women are fixed to the house. Okay, just like few roots are grown. Imagine I am not working. Okay, right now I am a teacher, but then imagine I am not working. But then now what are the things which come to mind? Till today I am not working. Tomorrow I am planning to go to work. Oh my God, what will I do with my son? What will I do with my household work? So a lot of things are there. Those are basically the roots. Over here, what the poet is trying to say. So all night the roots work. So each and every time these women is basically trying to remove the roots of their life from her. Why? And she's working for that all night. Every single day she's basically trying to just let out, just to go out. But then what happened? She's not able to. So first line we can also say that it also represents the darkness in women's life. Okay, because they are supposed to sit inside the house and do the work. So but every night every woman is trying to just leave their roots, forget about everything. They're so stressed. Actually, if a woman is not working, the minute the man comes into the house, that's the first question, what were you doing here? Okay, so those answers are being said over here. So normally a lot of household works are there. Okay, but then over here what happens, the person is trying to say, yes, please leave everything, whatever roots you have in the house, and just go out. You should also need a free time, because the women, the only thing what they have in their mind is family. But even every woman should have a time called me time. This is what the poet is trying to say. Okay, to disengage themselves from the crack. Crack means, small holes. So what happened, the women has been sitting in the room inside the house, the roots are formed, and it's formed basically just like the inside, just imagine there's a building and the roots have gone deep. Okay, so from that cracks she's trying to disengage, just pull out from the roots, and she just wants to move out. But then what happened, she's not able to disengage, just to leave the roots and move on. In the veranda floor, so she's there in the veranda. Why she's there in the veranda? Which means she's almost ready to go out. Okay, veranda, it's basically, if you don't know what is veranda, I'll just post the picture over here. So veranda is basically the beginning of the house, the small area where normally we sit and have a chat and all, right? Veranda. Okay, balcony is something what you have above, the second floor. Veranda is just there. So in the veranda, what happened? She's sitting there in the veranda, but she's not able to move. She's trying to disengage, but then she's not able to move. The leaves strain towards the grass. The leaves, basically, the leaves is trying to say that the women, basically the hands and legs, basically she's trying to move out. She's trying to go to the glass and just move, but then what happened, the roots, the problems in the house, thinking about the household chores, what happened, she's still sitting there inside the house. Small twigs stiff with exertion. Even that small twigs, what's a twig, right? That small branches. Okay, even those small twigs is basically exerting herself just to go out. Okay, that means her hands, her whole body is trying to go out. Long cramped boughs shuffling under the roof. The long cramped boughs, basically the whole tree is inside under the roof for quite a long time, and she's been literally cramped by the other people in the house, maybe by the husband, maybe by the children. So she's literally being cramped. So that is one reason why she just wants to go out of the house. Like newly discharged patients, half days moving to the clinical doors. Just imagine if you were admitted in the hospital for some reason, some surgery or anything. After the thing, you're being discharged and you're going back home. But then even though you're going back home, you are sick. Okay, so you're basically half sick. So even though you're going to clinic doors, you are so tired. Okay, you're so tired after the surgery or whatever it is. So that is what is a comparison what the author is trying to say. See, she has used like. Okay, women are compared to the newly discharged patients, because newly discharged patients will not be completely perfect. Okay, they will be sick. Okay, so that is being compared to the women who's basically trying her best to get out of the house and trying to just move out of the house, but then she's trying, but then she's not able to. That is why the poet is comparing her to the newly discharged patients who's half dazed and trying to move out of the clinical doors, move out of the hospital door. Okay, that is about the second stanza. The second stanza, she's trying to say, because of the roots, because of the household chores, she's basically fixed to the house. So she's trying so hard, she's exerting all her energy just to go out of the house, but due to some reason she's not able to. What are those reasons? The household chores, basically to take care of the family and to take care of the house. Because of that, she's not able to go out of the house. This is basically second stanza. Now we'll see what is the poet trying to say in the third stanza. Now we look into the third stanza, what the poet is trying to say. I sit inside, doors open to the veranda, writing long letters. in which I scarcely mention the departure of the forest from the house. The night is fresh, the whole moon shines in a sky still open. The smell of leaves and lichen still reaches like a voice into the room. So here what happens? Here the poet begins with I. Now who's the I? The poet. Poet is sitting inside the house. So basically the doors are open in the veranda. Any day if she wants she can move out of the veranda. And she is writing long letters. It can be the essays or her own poetry, in which I scarcely mention the departure of the forest from the house. So whatever she is writing, in that she is not mentioning anything about it. If you remember, in the olden days, okay, in the very olden days, women were not allowed to write anything. Okay, it's basically the men's task to write the poetry, essay and everything. Only actually in the beginning of 19th century, the women also started to, 20th century, the females also started to write. So basically she's trying to say over there, and many women writers have taken the pen name of men. Why? Because they didn't want to reveal that they were women, and that's how many women wrote during the olden days. So over here she's trying to say, I am writing some long letters, but there I'm not mentioning this. Okay, because if I mention this it might affect it. Okay, so that's what she's trying to say. I'm writing long letters, but I'm not mentioning anything regarding how the women are going out of the house. The night is fresh, the whole moon shines in a sky still open. Now moon, in many of the film like Hindi films or poetry, most of the time you've seen the moon, okay, it's like the complete face is the moon, right? So woman's face is basically compared to the moon, okay? So just like that, the poet is trying to say the night is fresh, the whole moon shines. So it can be like the moon physically, our normal moon is shining, exactly the moon being the symbolic meaning of women. Okay, the women are also shining because now they are going out of the house. In a sky still open. So they are trying to say the sky is still open for everyone. It is not only for women, but it is open for all. Okay, this is what the poet is trying to say. The smell of leaves and lichen. Lichen, I don't know whether you are familiar with lichen. Lichen are basically the fungus, what you normally see on the bark of the tree. So the smell of leaves and lichen still reaches like a voice into the room. So the poet, as she's sitting inside the room and writing her long essays, she can see a veranda, she can see the moon, she can see the beautiful moon, and she's thinking about the women. Many poets have compared the moon to women, and she's trying to say, I can get the smell of leaves and these fungus which is there on the tree. If you don't know what is lichen, that picture also I'll be posting it over here. So because of the smell, it's basically an inner voice for her, someone calling her, come on, get up. It's time for you to move out of the house. That like inner voice. So she can get the smell of those leaves, and so those leaves means basically that inner voice which she is getting, she is planning to move out. But whether she'll move out or not, we don't know. Okay, so this is there in this poem. Initially, the first 4 lines, the poet is trying to sit inside the house and write the long letters, can be essays. A bit there, she doesn't mention anything about the departure of women from the house, and then she also says about the night, which is very beautiful to see, and basically the night is fresh in sense it's the right time for the women to go out. That is what the poet is trying to say. Whole moon shines in the sky still open for the, and because all these opportunities are there, and now it's the right time for the women to move out. This is what the poet is trying to say in the 3rd stanza. Now we'll move on to the final stanza and check whether the women are really moving out or not. We'll see whether women are literally ready to go out of the house. The head is full of whispers, which tomorrow will be silent. Listen. My head is full of whispers. This we already discussed. Here the poet is speaking about the inner voice which women has, where her inner voice is trying to say, just move out. So because that is basically here the poet is trying to say about the whispers, which tomorrow will be silent. So the poet strongly believe that from tomorrow onwards there won't be any inner voice whispers. Why? Because by tomorrow everybody will start moving out of their household. Listen. Here basically the poet is actually asking the people to listen, attention seeking. Okay, this is something which you have to note. Listen. The glass is breaking. So all these while the women inside the house, they were trying to move towards the glass, but they couldn't break the glass. But now the glass is breaking. Okay, now from here onwards till the end you can see the basic change is happening. The glass is breaking, the trees are stumbling forward, means trees are moving forward, which means out of the house into the night. That's no point of like night. The women shouldn't. This in the olden days. After 7 o'clock, women are not supposed to go out of the house. They're supposed to sit inside. So basically, breaking all the chains, women are moving forward from their house when during the night time. Winds rush to meet them. So winds, basically the poet is trying to say people are rushing to meet them. The moon is broken like a mirror. Okay, this is very important. Okay, I just imagine this is the moon. Okay, and here you have the tree. Okay, so when you have the tree, you literally feel this. Basically, the moon is broken. Exactly like that. If you didn't understand, I'll just post a picture of this. What am I trying to say? So here basically the moon is the background, okay, and this tree means the woman is there right in front of the moon. So it's basically like the moon is completely broken like a mirror. So basically the olden days, there's a concept in the olden days. What is that? Women are like the moon. They should be beautiful. They're supposed to take care of their beauty. But then here the poet is trying to say shattering all the olden days concept. That's why they say breaking the moon. That old concept of women should have a circle face like a circular shape. All this thing is completely broken. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. So now when you look over here, I imagine this is tree. So just like it is the crown of the oak tree. Now why they said the oak? So basically women are supposed to say the crown are women. Okay, now women is the crown, okay, of what? Of the tallest oak. Now what is the oak? Oak is basically, you all know oak tree. If you don't know what is oak tree, that image I'll post it here. So in the olden days, women were supposed to compare to a moon, and men used to be compared to what? Oak tree. Because oak tree is basically nice thin, nice tall tree. So men are supposed to be like that, and women are supposed to be nice circular shape, beautiful figure. And men are supposed to be tall and thin and handsome. Tall and thin. But so oak tree is basically a symbol of tall and thin. So every time the oak tree is compared to men. So over here the poet is trying to say that women should be basically the crown of the what? Oak tree, which means women should be a little more above than the oak tree. This is about the poetry, the trees. I hope you understood. So now we'll move on to the poetry devices and see what are the important poetry devices discussed. As you can see, the poetry device of the poem, the first one is alliteration. You all know what is alliteration by now, right? Repetition of the initial consonant sound. So in a line itself, the l sound is repeated. Okay, that is basically alliteration. The next one is enjambment. If you can look in the first stanza, after the first line, then there are no punctuation marks at all. Then only in the end there's a full stop. And long sentences without punctuation is called enjambment. The next one is imagery, you know, visual imagery. Throughout the poem from the beginning till the end, you can find a lot of imageries. The picture of moon, tree, oak tree, mirror, all those examples of imagery, visual imagery. Similarly, the moon is compared to mirror with the help of the word like. So these are basically the poetry devices of the poem trees. I hope it is clear for you. This is all about the poetry trees. I hope you enjoyed my video and I hope it was very useful. If you have any doubts, please don't forget to post it in the comment box, and please ensure that you subscribe my channel if you're watching it for the very first time, and please press the small bell button, okay, and don't forget to share it with your friends. This will be very useful during this time of pandemic. Okay, thank you so much. God bless you. You take care. Bye.